啊，我看他们经常在一起，可能是来真的。
Ya te fotut el camp, són la pera que...
No los pistolons.
Ich will nicht, dass du noch mehr Ärger bekommst.
我还以为你为了电脑跟我跟嘉荣出去的事。
Deus haver sortit algun moment del despatx, oi?
I és clar que he sortit.
Oh, wunderbar. Unsere Familie führt wirklich Musterehen.
Davon verstehst du nichts, Charlene. Dad, was war denn los?
当然是真的了，应该留下来为我父亲工作。
我也想。
Creus que ens podries tornar a l'escai?
Někteří z nás by chtěli spát.
Non, non, elle est allée chez Lorraine. C'est son témoin, ne l'oublie pas.
Now listen, what are you going to do about them bloody neighbours of yours?
Hello, I'm Anne Haddie, and I play Helen Daniels, as many of you know. Actually, I'm the only member of the present cast who's been with the show since the very first episode. And believe it or not, that first episode was screened 10 years ago. And that's why we're here tonight, to celebrate the 10th anniversary of one of the world's most successful daily television serials. Since Neighbours first went to air in March 1985 in Australia, it's been shown in more than 40 countries. Every day of the week, millions of viewers tune into what has become a global phenomenon. Thousands of actors have worked in these sets. So let's have a look at how the lives of some of these people have been affected by the show during the last 10 years.
Hello?
Is that Daphne?
Yes?
Hi, my name's Ramsey, Shane Ramsey.
Yes, Mr. Ramsey?
We're having a bucks party for a mate tonight. I was wondering if you'd be available.
It's very special when you actually get the opportunity to be involved at the inception of a show, at the beginning, where you come along and you're not actually having to slot into a style, into a formula, into an established rhythm.
Just before midnight.
Oh, that's fine. Any time after midnight's okay. Paul's calling for you, Shane.
Well, when we started out, we just had Jim, who was the father of 4 children. He was the father of Scott, Paul, Julie, and Lucy.
I can't sleep.
Oh. I know, darling. Come on. It'll be over soon.
I heard Paul telling those dirty jokes again, Grandma.
Oh, they're really not dirty, just silly.
Grandma, what are you doing?
More to the point, what are you?
Dad. Lucy.
You haven't been next door, have you?
No, I haven't.
I thought you were in bed. Where have you been?
Just out. You're not up because of me, are you?
No, no one can sleep because of all that racket.
Daphne was a great character. She came into the show at the very beginning, back in 1985, as a stripper. But of course, being a family show, they could never take it further than the name being mentioned, which I was greatly relieved about. So I never actually had to strip.
Oh, no.
I believe the best man lives here.
Hi, Dad. Great party.
I'll do 6 months, and that's it. I don't want to get caught up in a soap opera. 7.5 years later, I was still there. And look what it's done. Look what Neighbours has done, not just for me, but for everybody involved.
Really came in with a bang, like the first episode, there was a stripper in the house next door, and my father's going berserk about that.
I want a word with you, Flod. G'day, Mr. Ramsey. Don't try to get round me, boy. All right, Drew, look, the party's over.
Then I'm trying to be Olympic diver, and my brother wants to drop out of school, and it didn't sort of edge into it quite slowly from what I can remember. It really came in from the start.
Well, I started in radio when I was a whippersnapper, and then, of course, worked in the theatre. Then, of course, television and a bit of film. The last 10 years it's been Neighbours. I know it's no consolation, but might be better in the long run that he does know.
I think he could live with the suspicion, but he can't live with the truth.
She takes the whole world on her shoulders, doesn't she? She manages very well to help people when they need help and to butt in when they don't need to have anyone butt in. But on the whole, I think she's a lovely person. And what I like about her, too, is that she has this wonderful relationship with the young people.
I mean, if she can, then my career's ruined.
Yes, but if your name's associated with a book full of lies and half-truths, what's that going to do to your career?
Exactly.
Shane Ramsey was one of the four Ramseys. There was Max, Maria, and Danny Ramsey.
Hey, what are you two doing here?
Going for a swim. Where's Shane?
He's getting changed. Like an old woman this morning. Flaming parties going to all hours. Won't do his training much good, you know.
Danny, Scott.
Oh, here you are at last.
Where's the girls?
He was he was a bit of a misfit, you know, someone who'd spent all their life training to be an athlete, and then suddenly their athletic career was cut short. So they had no professional training other than diving. So he then spent his time trying to find a job and love. And in the 18 months or so I worked in it, just didn't get any.
Shane, why don't we get a place together?
You can't be serious.
It was just a thought.
Well, it was a very nice one.
Well, I think it'd work out really well.
It might not. If we lived together, Daphne, it might split us apart.
It could bring us closer together.
And for the time being, I think it's better if we keep things the way they are.
All of us had quite good acting backgrounds and didn't come into the show with any preconceived ideas of what was going to happen to it. It was just a marvellous opportunity to work, a great ensemble feeling amongst that cast.
Yeah?
You don't remember me? I'm Daphne.
Daphne?
The stripper from last night?
Oh, yeah, I didn't recognise you.
With clothes on. Yeah, I know. Do you mind if I come in?
I was in the show for 2.5 years playing Daphne, and over that period of time, I think possibly there was some of my personality injected into her. But I always felt that she was totally different to me, and I enjoyed playing her for that reason.
Des, I'm not made of fairy floss.
No, sorry.
Look, I'm not made of India rubber either. I would prefer to do it on my own, okay?
Right, sure.
Your damn plans. You've lived and breathed this takeover for weeks. You've plotted and you've schemed and you've taken advantage of everyone you know.
Well, I hate to tell you this, Gail, but that's the way it's done. You see, I'm trying to provide the security that you become so fond of.
Oh, don't play that tune again, Paul. I have heard it and heard it.
Look, I know what I want and I'm going for it. Now, you can say whatever you like, but I didn't bully Gran. He's a bit of a ratbag. But he's not. The thing about Paul is I think the reason people got to like Paul so much, it's that the cliched character you love to hate. She's done it again.
Done what? What have I done?
You're always telling other people how to run their lives.
Is that all you said?
No, I mean, once she had decided the wedding was cancelled, the obvious...
I enjoyed working with Ellen very much. I think, and looking back on it, you can see how well we worked together.
Please sit down.
No, I don't want to.
Helen, Douglas conned all of us.
I beg your pardon.
The company solicitor rang me this morning. He tried to contact Douglas's solicitor, but he doesn't exist.
Oh, is that all?
We felt, and we're working in it, that there was something quite magical about it in the sense that just what we were producing with the time you had and all that sort of stuff.
What's this? Trash and treasure?
I was really surprised because I was working in England at the time when Neighbours went to air and got such a reaction as it did. I thought, oh, well, it'll die out. But instead of dying out, it just grew and grew and grew. And here you are, sort of 10 years later, and people are still watching it.
Well, back in the 70s, we started buying a lot of Australian movies. The famous ones like Picnic, Hanging Rock, Break 'em Around, all played very successfully on the BBC. So we'd established an interest in Australian programming.
One way or another, I was asked to make up a plan for a BBC daytime, full daytime service, and the obvious thing you need is a soap that runs every day. So where do you look for a soap? Well, in those days, the choice was there were 6 soaps in the English language, 5 of them made in Los Angeles and 1 made in Australia. A daily soap like The Archers. And it was probably the least difficult decision anybody's ever had to make. Because you looked at the 5 American ones done on those dreadful studio backdrops with a lifestyle which is so remote from that of the average inhabitant of Bradford or Barnsley that it makes no sense. And then you go to Australia and you're wheeled into a room with the Grundys and you're shown the Australian soap, and it's got cricket in the opening titles, it's got exterior scenes, it's got music by Hatch and Trent, and you know the only problem is whether the English audience will take to it, whether the British will like it, and they did.
And when I went over there a few years ago, quite a few years ago actually, it was wonderful to see the reception that I received there.
The storylines for Daphne were great. She did everything in the space of 2.5 years. And then, tragically, in the end, Daphne died. But that was great too, because it brought her character full circle.
Can't you understand me? Can't you hear me?
By filming it through the day, we were allowing the emotions to build up. So when the final traumatic event happened, everybody was sort of at a very, very emotional level. And that helped Paul, playing Des, quite a lot, because it was a very hard thing for him to do. All I had to do was lie in a bed all day, really, and close my eyes.
I'm sorry, Des, it's not going to do any good.
She just spoke to me. Oh, no. Oh, no. 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 No.
7.5 years since I left, so it's a long time. A lot of things have happened. Work-wise, I've done quite a few mini-series, spent a lot of time working on stage, a few trips backwards and forwards to England, doing various shows over there. I've been back in Australia for the last couple of years and spent all of last year doing the Australian and New Zealand tour of Blood Brothers with, funnily enough, Stephen Dennis. And it was the first time we have been working together since Neighbours days, so that was a really lovely reunion.
Excellent, thanks a lot. You too, bye-bye.
Well, Neighbours was about to start on Channel 10, and I had a call from Jan Rutz, and I'd been working for Grundys in another series, a few months before that, a series called Possession, playing a clothes horse, very upper-class clothes horse.
Tell Annie I'll eat in my room.
I'll come up later.
No, don't disturb me.
Mother?
Your father did a very wrong thing.
And they called me along to audition for this character, and I thought, oh, it's probably more of the same, so I went along and played it sort of rather pucker. And they looked at the screen test and called me and said, well, that was very nice, but she's far too upmarket. So they made me screen test again. So I went back and I flattened her out and made her more Australian, and I got the role. I loved playing her because she wasn't essentially a soapy character. I think she had more levels, a bit more added dimension to her.
Oh, that's right, run away. Harold Bishop, don't you dare. Don't you dare follow that woman into that house.
She's very upset.
So am I.
She was a bit of a female larrikin, really. And very much, because, I mean, Max Ramsey was the character. She went in as his sister. And I sort of worked on the basis that deep down they were very alike.
I'll just stay long enough to make sure that Max and the boys get back on their feet again.
Back on their feet again? What's that supposed to mean?
All in all, I mean, it gave me a chance to work with some smashing people. I made a lot of very good friends. I mean, I spent a lot of time working with Ian Smith, who played Harold.
I've had it. Put that finger away,
Well,
Harold.
what is next on the agenda for the neighbourhood chit-chat, eh? Ingrown toenails? Warts? A man's home is supposed to be his castle.
All right, Harold.
And a lot of people said at the time that the storyline has got us together, that it was a mismatch and it should never have happened. But it was really perfect because they were chalk and cheese. They were so different that it worked. And he was a lovely character. He was a bit of a fuddy-duddy, but heart of gold, and she manipulated him appallingly.
Now, why don't you go and slip into something a little more comfortable, eh?
What is a soap opera? Well, I tried to write this in a book about 8 years ago. I'll read you a bit. Soap operas have no beginning and no end, like the universe, perhaps. When a new soap opera begins, the characters are shown already living their lives, dealing with their problems. When a soap ends, the viewer must know that the story continues somewhere. It will just not be shown on television.
You see that $5, Graham? In 2 years, it's going to be $5 million.
It's a nice dream.
Only fool's dream, Graham. And that is one thing I'm never going to be again.
We like stories, our children like stories, and that is what Neighbours and all the rest of the soaps do, with greater or lesser success.
I've been to the sets of lots of television programmes because, well, first of all, I'm a television critic, so it's my job to. And this has led to my writing books about television as a fan as well as a critic.
What upsets me is the deceitful way they've gone about this business from start to finish. I don't think Charlene will ever learn. It's just one mishap after the other with you, isn't it?
Now, just a minute, Jim.
It is about marriage, it is about love, it is about hatred, it is about affection, it is about family, it is about the young contending with the old. All these things get into serial television, and it is a way of people looking at all aspects of the society.
It is a safe space to return to. The characters may change, the storylines may change, but Neighbours is always there in that particular slot.
And the great triumph of Neighbours, of course, are the trio, Kylie Minogue, Jason Donovan and Craig McLachlan.
We'll have the best little door-to-door sales business in Erinsborough. About time, too.
Oh, lay off, Lenny.
Well, you picked a rotten day to sleep in. Thought you'd be breaking your neck to start earning some money.
And who said we're going to be earning any money?
Jason actually presented himself for his audition just after the day after school. He rolled up to the audition in his school uniform and his schoolboy shorts and his tie askew and, you know, like a typical sort of teenage boy after a day at school. He came in and did his audition, and he was a very sort of lovable young guy. So he immediately fell into the role and made it a huge success. Kylie, when she auditioned, was like a quiet little mouse. Kylie had also done a couple of other things as well, but she had a lovely sort of quality, and of course on screen, when she came up on screen, she just lit up that screen and she just looked wonderful.
Oh! Charlene!
The success of the two of them would have been perhaps around when the romance started to sort of blossom and the kiss and because they were still at school, and a lot of other kids said to me how much they related to all that because they had to keep up their studies, they had the parents sort of, you know, condemning them for this sort of thing, yet they still wanted this romance to sort of blossom.
We're doing the right thing.
I know. Have you ever been with anyone else?
Sure I have. Well, there's only been a few, though. They didn't mean anything.
I bet that's what you'll say about me. I didn't mean anything.
No, you're twisting what I said. It wasn't like it is with you. I don't know, they weren't as important to me.
British soap operas have always concentrated on the elders of the family. But in Neighbours, you've got these great armies of young people coming in all the time. And there's this war of the generations.
We are going to live together, and no one is going to stop us.
Don't talk nonsense.
I'm not. We're going to live together.
You do nothing of the sort.
Sorry, Mum, but we've already decided.
He can't stop us, Dad. It's not as if we're kids anymore.
All right, as adults, would you mind explaining how you plan to pay for your little venture?
Get a job.
Don't be ridiculous, Scott. I mean, quite apart from the fact that you haven't got a cent to your name, you're up to your eyeballs in debt.
As long as the both of us were working, we'd have enough money.
I've heard enough of this ridiculous talk, Charlene. You're not leaving home, and that's final.
How are you going to stop me? Lock me up?
You're just worried about what I might say about you with my special knowledge on the subject, aren't you, hey?
They were young and fresh and attractive and vibrant, and it was what we needed at the time, and obviously what England needed at the time as well. And they were these wonderful, fresh-faced young Australians.
Famous journalist. You might just find yourself waiting in a queue.
Oh, yeah? You might find you typing with your toes. I'll break your arm.
Yeah? You and whose army, hey?
Time has shown that they really do have talent. They do have staying power. I mean, Jason has received so much praise for his stage performances here. And now Craig McLachlan.
Now, have you seen this kiss yet on screen?
No, I haven't.
Well, just take a look at this, because we have it.
I think about you every moment of every day. And every moment of every night.
Just cut that there.
Don't keep it going, keep it.
What can I tell you?
What about my dad?
In a minute.
No.
He was a bit of a larrikin, a real Australian larrikin, and the role called for that. Craig got the role after auditioning and made it his own.
Right, it's locked.
If you're doing that kitchen...
These young kids coming on with very little experience, and everybody in Britain saying, oh, well, of course, it's not good acting. These kids are just come in, being cast because they look good in bathing suits. And yet they've turned out to be great actors. I mean, look at...
What did you think the first time you saw yourself in the mirror?
I thought I looked like my mother.
Oh, well.
She'd probably kill me for saying anyway.
An over-the-top film like Priscilla could only have an over-the-top premiere. And stars and partygoers alike saved their best for its hometown debut.
Part of the appeal of Neighbours has always been the young actors and actresses, and the kinds of ways in which Neighbours has opened opportunities for them as acting careers. You know, the young, discovered, young hopefuls, the school children, the ones that just walked into the park, and then their careers have taken off. And I think we're partly fascinated by those because they're like women's magazine stories. They're success stories. They're about the kid from the hometown making good.
Reckon I'll be a star? You're about as good a model as I am photographer, Scott.
Well, come on, guys. He said this was supposed to be funny.
Oh, I think it's funny.
Yeah, and I think it's funny too.
Well, so what happens now?
Look, there we go. Wait, look. Let's do it.
Do it.
Hi!
Bye-bye, guys. See you at home. Hey, come here. Love you.
Have you ever been with anybody but Blondie?
Anna, what kind of a question is that?
You haven't, have you?
Well, that's none of your business.
Well, acting was something that I always wanted to do. My parents always called me the little actress when I was 4 years old. I'd act out something to get my own way, you know. I was always a little actress. But then I went to a pretty academic school, which was an all-girls school. They never encouraged acting, really. But I never really thought of doing it seriously until I got out of school, started modelling, happened to meet people who were in that sort of industry. I thought, well, yeah, maybe I can do this. And that's when I started to think, yeah, I really like this. This is what I want to do.
I came over and I did a few shows, chat shows and talk shows and touring stuff. And then I did a panto. I then did Whose Life Is It Anyway, which was a tour of Britain. I went over to America. I lived in America for 6 months last year. Then I did another panto. How unusual. From then I actually went from that panto, which was Jack and the Beanstalk last year. I did a tour of Blood Brothers in New Zealand. We kicked off in New Zealand, did 3 months there. And then Sydney and Melbourne. Well, Melbourne first, then Sydney. And came back, and here I am in panto again. I've basically been doing stage for the last 2.5 years since I left Neighbours. I don't know if it's a fortunate thing or not, but I've been playing a kid, literally, for the last 12 months. I'm in Blackpool at the moment doing Peter Pan, which is a panto at the Grand Theatre here. And Ask me about Peter Pan and I'll tell you it's probably a childhood dream because I get to fly all over the place. This is the pantoid Peter Pan. It's not the play Peter Pan, and it's very different. This is sort of more it's behind you and oh no you don't and all of that, and sort of lots of audience participation.
Oh, it was nearly working.
Peter Pan is, I guess everybody knows, the boy that never grew up, which I guess is a bit suited to me from what people say about me. Whee! Here we go, bounce down, up. But the flying is the best fun. I mean, I can see every kid out there in the audience is going, wow. Now, whether they're going, wow, he can fly, or whether they're going, wow, I want to do that, Mum, I don't know. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I think for what it's done for me, I mean, I wouldn't be doing this today if it wasn't for Neighbours. I wouldn't have the profile, certainly over here in the UK and in Australia and in an enormous amount of places around the world if it wasn't for Neighbours. It also taught me an incredible amount about the television industry.
Look at this! Cop this! Cop this guy over here! Quasimodo!
And they said it was work.
Excuse me?
Oh, crikey, where'd you spring from?
Good question. I'm a little lost.
You're English.
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking for a recording studio which is round here somewhere.
Are you in a band?
Yeah, the Pet Shop Boys.
Oh, well, I'm sure you're destined for big things one of these days.
Over the last 10 years, we've had quite a few sort of famous people in the show. We've had famous cricketers and footballers.
Warwick and I got some business to discuss, so if you don't mind.
Can I have your autograph? Yeah, me too.
Sure.
Oh, no one at school will believe this.
An internationally famous actor that we have had on the show, who's known throughout the world and has toured here in Australia with shows and everywhere else, is the English actor Derek Nimmo.
Well, I was sitting in my bedroom in the Hong Kong Hilton when suddenly the telephone rang, and to my surprise, it was a lady called Jan Russ, who was a casting director of Neighbours, who I'd worked with in Charlie Girl with Johnny Farnham and Dame Anna Neagle in the 70s. And she said, hello, Derek. And I said, hello, Jan, as one would. And she said, would you like to appear in Neighbours? Gosh, I said, which was the only reply I could think of. And she said, well, it'd be very nice, you can appear with the bishops. And I thought, goodness, because I've done an awful lot of ecclesiastical television series, all Gators, Oh Brother and so on. And I thought, no, to be back with Men of the Cloth would be lovely. So I then came back from Hong Kong to London, and my contract arrived. And instead of going in December to Fern Tree Gully in the sunshine of Melbourne, I found I was filming with a Mr. and Mrs. Bishop in a bleak sort of old manor house outside Chester in England, and I didn't go to Melbourne at all.
Oh, I'll ask the gardener.
No, he looks a little strange to me. I'd keep away if I were you.
Oh, don't be silly. Hello? I'm from Australia. You've heard of Australia?
Oh, Australia? Oh, yes, yes, I've heard of that. It's a long, long way away, isn't it?
Yes, it is quite a long way. I was wondering, could you tell me what they are?
Oh, them's plants. That's what them are.
The bishops had come to England to discover their roots, and for some reason they went to the manor house and they thought I was the gardener.
Oh, no bother at all. Them are Japonica rubella. That's what them are.
And then later they managed to obtain access into the house, and to their surprise and embarrassment, they discovered that I wasn't in fact the gardener. I actually was the owner of the house and a peer of the realm. I was Lord something or other. But it was great fun.
Of course, Derek was not the only sort of well-known performer that's ever appeared in the show. Literally, we've had, I guess it would be a who's who of Australian showbiz that's gone through Neighbours.
How much do we get paid?
$40 a day each. Now, there's only a couple of days' work in it, but you don't see a penny till the job's finished.
Just do as the note says and everything will be all right.
Oh, I do envy you young girls, your freedom that you have nowadays.
And when did you not do precisely what you want to do?
frequently, believe it or not.
I'm sorry, guys. We're very busy around here, and Lynn's my secretary, and she makes the appointments.
There must be a mistake. I'm Scott Robinson. That's my accountant.
Yeah, but look, I don't even know you.
I say the $50 prize money is as good as in my pocket.
Haven't got a prayer, mate.
Well, if you're so sure of yourself, why don't you put your money where your mouth is?
Because it's pretty hard to talk with a gob full of coin, isn't it?
You're laughing on the other side of your face tonight, Henry.
Madge, love. We all get caught in rainstorms occasionally. And as for saying you needed to compete with me, well, for heaven's sake, I've had 2 husbands run out on me.
Hey, isn't that John Hind over there?
So it is. I don't tell Nan, she'll be down here like a herd of mad elephants.
Dark Victory was made in 1939, but Edmund Golding, the director, had this ability to milk the last ounce of emotion out of a story like this.
I was asked to a regimental dinner at Blandford Forum, and I went down to it. And there were various guests of honour, and I was one of them. And so there was a co-stream general, and they played the regimental march. It was a grenadier. They played a grenadier's march, and somebody from the Green Jackets, and they played his march. There was an American, so they played Stars and Stripes. And I stood up, and they played Neighbours.
Are you trying to kill us? Well, how can I get it right when all you do is shout?
Henry was teaching Madge to drive, and failing miserably. I mean, she was hopeless at it.
Apply even pressure. Right! This time... I'm trying. I am trying.
I don't see why we had to leave the club straight away after the game.
Goodness, just as I told you, she's still at it.
At her age.
Now, this time, when you put it into first, just hit the accelerator just a little bit harder. Why? You've got to be moving at least before you can put her up to second revs, you know. Stop yelling!
Typical.
Go forward! Yes!
And there was Myra de Groot, God rest her soul, who played Eileen, Vivian Gray, who played Mrs. Mangle, and myself. And we were just standing there. I mean, it was a one-off. They couldn't do it again because we didn't have doubles on the costumes. And be absolutely saturated by this downpour.
But there was this scene in Lassiter's where the chef hadn't shown up and all of the characters had to go and help out. And I think this was certainly about 7 years, I think, after I'd left the show. And Madge got on the phone, and I just remember her saying, I don't care who she is, Shane Ramsey, you get over here and help us out, and hung up. As I said, I'd been out of the show for about 5 or 6 years.
Shane will be here in about half an hour.
Oh, good. Oh, listen, I appreciate this, both of you. Thanks.
Come in. How was the drive?
Horrific.
Oh, Lucy. Oh, dear, what's happened to all that lovely hair? God, Katie.
Well, I started on the show in 1987, and it was a week before my 13th birthday. I was scared to death. When I first started, I was basically working with Anne Haddy and Ellen Dale, and I think that was the best thing that could possibly happen to me because they moulded me into being a proper sort of young actor. Told me how to behave because I didn't know. You go in there as an unknown who'd never done anything before, and you're expected to be a professional straight away.
Look, you'll never really grow up unless you can learn from your mistakes.
Look, I've had enough lectures. Why can't everyone just get off my back?
Come on, Todd, I've packed some clothes for you. Please collect anything else you want. I'd like to leave as soon as possible. I should be at the surgery.
Yeah, well, you can go to the surgery. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not having my life mucked up just because you two can't live together.
I'm not prepared to argue this any further. Do as you're told. Get your things and come with me.
No, you can go to hell.
It was difficult to develop a character in the early stages, and then by the time I got to 16, 17, and I wanted to change him slightly and create him into something else, it was too difficult, and he was already established. So basically, he was just me.
You flaming idiot!
It wasn't my fault. You moved the trolley.
Listen, spare me your excuses. You're sacked.
You can't. Look, I need the job.
One week he'd be, you know, cleaning dishes in a restaurant, and the next week he'd be, you know, making babies with Phoebe. It was good fun. I think he basically did everything. He had for 4 years in the show. He did an awful lot. I had bruises for about 4 weeks after we finished filming, though, because they actually did run into me quite slowly, but I got the bruises to prove it.
God, no. Julie, listen to me. Julie,
Somebody get him out of here, please.
Julie.
Joe, how is she? They took her straight in. She's pretty bad.
Mr. Mangle, we did everything we could, but I'm sorry.
Kerry! Don't hurry! Kerry! I don't believe it!
I'll phone search and rescue.
No, he's all right. He's here. He's here somewhere. He has to be. Harold! Answer me, love! Well, of course, there was the occasion of Harold's sad demise. Harold! We had the air sea rescue service out, and they had helicopters everywhere. I mean, it was quite an epic. But it was a double whammy as far as I was concerned, because I was losing somebody that I'd worked with very happily for 3 or 4 years. Plus, I mean, the emotion from Madge, because she'd lost her husband. And then it was a fairly depressing day, actually.
A lot of people don't realise, because it was passed over very quickly, that Lou, Harold and Madge all went to school together, you see, in Queensland. Lou called Harold Jelly Belly all the time because he was like the tubby at school. And
Jelly Belly? Yeah. You hated it when we went to school, didn't you? Well, it suited you then, and it suits you now, Jelly Belly.
It was a good relationship working with Anne Charleston, because she was a wonderful Madge. I mean, she breathed Madge, I think, Anne, and Ian was tremendous as Harold.
Marry me, and that's what life will be like, I promise. What are you saying to her, Carpenter?
And then I came to Melbourne and tried to stop Madge marrying Harold, you see, as Lou. Harold won the day, and Lou disappeared off back to his car selling in Queensland. And lo and behold, I was in Adelaide again 3 years later when the telephone rang. It was my agent. Would I be interested in going back into Neighbours? To play opposite Anne again, because Harold had gone on deep sixed himself. He'd gone for a long swim on a short beach.
I have to sleep on the couch, though. It's the only space we've got left.
Oh, what about my back?
Well, I enjoy playing Lou enormously because when I first came in, it was so well written. And I was able to bring facets of Lou that I was sort of stealing from a series I did 20 years ago called Number 96, where I played a character called Jack Sellers, who had quite by chance, a dirty laugh, because they kept saying in the big print of the script, Gives dirty laugh.
Come in. Right, whiskey and soda for me, gin and tonic for the Sheila, and where's all your chips and nuts?
And for 2.5 years, I was walking around going... So I endowed Lou with a little of that, you see. It was like another generation. It was like Son of Jack, as it were. He's a rough diamond to me, Lou. He's been a millionaire a couple of times over. He's made his fortunes, he's lost it, he's had 2 disastrous marriages, but 2 wonderful children.
Ta-da! Hello, you gorgeous person.
He's got many facets to his character. I try to endow him with a dimension that no matter how serious the situation, he will find something funny in it. Particularly when they write in things of Anne Charleston trying to make me cure my fear of heights, and she kicks me out of a plane. And decided to depart from Neighbours, so Lou never did get her to the altar, and she was sadly missed for a while. That's why he made a fool of himself, going through the change of life, as it were, at the age of 50, sitting up at the breakfast bar with Bouncer the dog on a bar stool and Lou the other side, sharing a jug of milk together, because he wouldn't tell everybody he was 50.
Here's to us. Cheers.
And I do miss Bouncer. Where is Bouncer?
Oh, isn't it cute? I want one, but Scott was too stingy.
Well, Bouncer was actually somewhere between 12 and 14 weeks old when he first started on the show. I actually was approached by Grundy's to find a dog for the show, and had to be a Labrador and a male. He was quite an excitable dog, even from a very young age. I had no troubles socialising him. He was sort of very easy to get on with people, and when he first started, it was a case of just being in the shot, running around, grabbing something and playing with something, which was pretty well what most pups would do. But then by the time he was about 6 months of age, he could do things like bark on command, and he could crawl, play dead, walk backwards, and after showing a few of the directors how he could do a lot of these things, they started to introduce a lot of the exercises in, and that's, I think, where a lot of the things started.
Dig it up. Oh, Bouncer. Well, Bouncer was the best, really. I remember the day he stole the smoked salmon. I don't know how we managed to have smoked salmon. Some of the props department had put on this lovely bit of smoked salmon, and I was just about to pass to someone, and this blonde dog's head just across the plate and took the whole lot. We didn't get any more smoked salmon, that's all I can remember. Got the lot.
Bye, Bounce. I'll miss you. I'll write to you. And if you ever run away again, I'll be here for you.
Now, let's hit the road.
Have a good trip.
Don't worry, darling, you'll be fine.
Bye, Bouncer.
It was about 13, and in fact it was exactly 13 and a half weeks after his contract actually finished that he died of cancer. I mean, a lot of people sent letters from all over the world, and it was quite touching to know that he affected so many people, so it was really fantastic.
If the purpose of this life is to fight the good fight with strength and grace, then Todd has already fought his fight and won. The tragedy of his death is for those of us who are left behind. We who will never again hear him burst through our front doors with his unflagging energy and that special smile.
But there are moments, I think, in all of these soap operas where you get quite transcendent moments. You get brilliant bits of acting, and certain actors sustain a level of performance, like Anne Haddie, for example.
She started out in the show 10 years ago, of course, as a widow. And then she met a con man called Douglas Blake, who was played by my husband, James Condon. And she was really taken in by this con man and was about to marry him, but found out what a rotter he was. And then there have been other friends that have come from out of the past, wonderful actors. And then I finally married a wonderful man who turned out to be a bigamist. So I didn't like that too much, so he went.
I just hope that you can forgive me.
Joy Chambers, who of course is Mrs. Reg Grundy, plays my daughter Rosemary. She's an adopted daughter, but we get on extremely well. And it was rather interesting once, talking of boyfriends, because Helen went over to New York, where Rosemary is domiciled, and fell in love with Rosemary's fiancé.
This other woman of Gerard's, it's my own mother, isn't it?
Does she hate me very much? Of course she does, why wouldn't she?
Give her breathing space, she'll come round. You know she's got too much common sense to let something like this come between you two.
I worked alongside Stephen Dennis's character, Paul, most constantly, or with Gail as well. In fact, the most rewarding acting for me would have been the last few months of when I left, the whole love triangle thing,
drama.
stealing the husband, and it was a funny experience because in life, Gail and Stephen had been dating. It was a bizarre thing. I'll have to kiss Gail's boyfriend. It's like having to kiss my dad, you know. But they were very good scenes, and Stephen was great to work with, and Gail.
I loved being a mother on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was the most perfect child.
Shannon, we miss him, don't we?
Indeed, he must be nearly as big as us now.
He was one of those gorgeous, adorable, expanding babies.
And he never cried.
Oh,
I remember complaining that they used to write down that he cried all the time, and he couldn't cry. Even if you squeezed his big toe, he wouldn't cry.
Don't admit that you hurt this poor child.
No, but he was gorgeous. I found it. That was my most enjoyable work. Was being pregnant and having a baby.
The twinship, the relationship Caroline and Christina had is entirely different to our friendship. They had a lot of competition and a lot of pressure and stress.
Chrissy was very sour.
Yeah.
Did you say something? Christina?
What? It's funny because within no time you feel as though you own that character, and you get these scripts given to you and you think, she wouldn't do that. No,
She wouldn't wear that.
You own her and she's part of you and she's your friend, and I'd go shopping and I'd buy her clothes and earrings, and you really feel as though it's you fiercely protective of your character. So they're entirely different to Gail and Gillian, but they were very rewarding characters for us as actors.
Suit yourself. Our relationship is a lot closer than what was depicted on Neighbours as Chrissy and Caroline. I mean, this business of Caroline having labour pains when Chrissy's having the baby, that we have to wait and see if that actually happens. But our relationship, we often describe that we are very close as sisters and we're best friends.
But you made me wear this awful uniform.
And you made us work like slaves.
I did it for you. Listen to Caroline's character, Melanie. I think she was one of the best characters on Neighbours when I was working there, because she had so much energy and she's so funny and a very good actress at the same time. So she was a hoot to work with.
Melanie was also a great favourite with British viewers and with me. I mean, not only did she have this awful hiccuping laugh, which we all waited for and enjoyed and did versions of.
He makes me laugh. He's such a funny person, don't you reckon?
But she was the woman who waited. She was the loyal friend who finally got her man. And in the meantime, she won the love and appreciation of her man's child. I mean, what more? What better example could women have? I remember talking to Reg Watson a few years ago, and I believe that he found it quite difficult to scheme Neighbours because he didn't want it to be the same as other things he had done. And he wanted it to be light and to have a sort of comic edge.
Do I enjoy comedy? What a silly question, Mr. McGill. I love it. I mean, sense of humour keeps us all going.
Dig. No. When you dig, yes, good dog. Dig.
Well, I've also done a bit of telly because I'd done the Sullivans, of course, and I did the Mavis Bramston show in the 60s, so both shows had been pretty, popular and successful, so I was aware of the effect a popular show can have on one. I auditioned for some show that Grundy's didn't get going. I I think it was a hospital thing or something, and then they came back and said, well, would Maggie be interested in going into Neighbours, having done this sort of other audition? And I was deeply shocked and said, oh, I hadn't thought of that. It's in Melbourne.
But what entered those devious little minds to make you decide to come forward now?
They said, oh, it would have to be for a year. Well, I died. I thought, a year? Oh, a year? Oh, heavens. But of course, I ended up doing 3 years. And you know, don't regret it. It was a terrific experience because you know, to actually be in one place with a group of people and get to know people. In theatre, you're always moving on and you have close friendships for a minute. And then you've moved on. In 3 years, you actually get to know people and get to know the crew and, you know, everybody working on it. And I enjoyed that.
Take me to the Bridge of Sighs where my true love and I did pledge our very souls.
I think it took me a good 9 months to actually get it where it was, you know, comfortable. And that's a combination of many things. I think writers getting to realise what you sort of do best and gearing their work to your work. And just took me a lot longer than I thought. But in the end, I enjoyed her enormously because I felt that she did have sort of a bit of a three-dimensional quality and, you know, there was a bit of fun to her as well as the sort of severe side. So I ended up sort of pretty fond of her, really.
Cheers!
I think the writers do a terrific job. I think they work under enormous pressure with a serial, and I think it takes a special talent, and I guess not everybody has that talent, and it's the easiest thing in the world to criticise the scripts, for heaven's sake.
Well, if he uses the post-40-hour famine pig out as a chance to...
The story team begins each week with a group of characters and a group of stories at different stages of their development. They work out in general terms what they're going to do with the whole week, and then they sit down and, in detail, plot each of the 5 episodes. Basically, they sit around a table in a room and have a good time, usually, but in the process, hopefully plot 5 interesting half-hour episodes.
Helen and Marlene in Coburg is beautiful.
I just admire the way that the writers come up with different versions of the same stories, which are about broken relationships and unforeseen accidents and so on, and the way hope springs eternal.
Well, of necessity, I think over a period of 10 years, storylines do get recycled. And I was just watching it the other day, and it was Julie and Philip having ballroom dancing lessons, and Smithy and I did that back in 88 or 89.
1, 2.
Oh,
sorry.
Careful,
Right.
Harold. Right?
Yep. Let's cut the wait for the beat.
All right.
Okay, so the 5 writers get their individual storylines. They write their individual half-hour episodes, which then come into the script editors who edit the scripts so that it all seems like a seamless whole, so that it all looks and feels a little bit like it's all been written by the same writer. And I get the last look at that, and then it goes off to production.
There's huge numbers of scripts that arrive on your desk every week, and not only do you get the scripts, you get the storylines, which are about 6 weeks ahead. So you've constantly got a lot of stories running around in your head trying to keep track of them. It's a fairly major task. We have meetings every Wednesday morning where we bring up the problems or talk about what you're going to provide for the director for his block, any special props or what you're going to do to locations that they've found.
Cake competition, so we'll need to see the evidence of, say, half a dozen cakes that have all been entered on the trestle table, and it's been finalised down to 2 impressive-looking cakes, Marlene's and Cheryl's, and we'll see name tags on each of the cakes. Sticking out of the cake somehow, it could have a little banner, a little flag or something. What I would like, I don't know if you've considered this, but there's banners or some kind of signage. See how we go with the budget, but I wouldn't mind one saying Erinsborough Primary School Fair to begin the whole thing.
Who's going to bake these cakes? Are you going to get them baked outside to make them look like homemade cakes? I thought Kate and I could bake the cakes.
A lot of people have the impression that actors wear their own clothes. And whether it's related just to because it's a contemporary show, or whether I should take it as a great compliment that people look really relaxed in their clothing, I don't know, but it is not like that.
You might as well just go through a box now.
For the principal actors, all of their costume is provided by us. We do work to keep up the colour content, to keep up the brightness. Blue skies look very good with colour. So we do definitely try to put that into it. And like to keep the characters sunny. Then you have until midday to do it. Yes. And that's no problem.
We've got a good-sized studio, but it'll only hold 4 sets at a time. So we have 8 sets per block, which is 5 episodes, and 4 of them go up for the first half of the week, and then they're all taken down, and the other 4 go in for the second half of the week. Recently we've had the Kennedy family come in, and we took the Willis house, which had been several other people's before that.
That hat's a bit over the top.
And changed it to suit their new furniture. The challenge is designing for the characters, and getting to know them, understand what they would have, and getting it there.
The sun shines. Sun shines even indoors in Neighbours. You have wonderful lighting. There's none of these sort of sordid, mucky interiors you get in British houses. Everything is bright and sparkle-larkling. It's terrific stuff.
Hello, weekend! Morning, Des.
Oh, God, you got out of the right side,
It's
didn't
the
you?
weekend, and do you know what that means?
No.
It means that I am free. I've got 2 whole phantasmagorical days away from the office.
This is the Lassiter's complex, which we've just spent a little bit of money fixing up. This, again, was one of those sets that you just accept. You arrive, you're being told that you're looking after this location, and because it's always looked like this as far as I can remember, I tended to just take it as it was. After about a year, I started looking at it and decided that we needed to spend a little bit of money to get it back to where it should be. Things like the thatching on the Lassiter's building, that had to be redone. That was starting to look a little bit thin. We also did a large redevelopment out the back around the lake, just to make it a more usable area, because we often have to go outside to shoot scenes of people walking around in bush settings. So we decided that we'd redevelop the back area just to make it more usable.
It's extraordinary how the show is made every week, even though a lot of us have been in this business for a long time. The elements that put this thing together are so varied and so complex. It's just extraordinary how it all comes together.
Yes.
It's that turn from the 1-2 shot.
Okay, fine. If it isn't going to work, just pre-frame it as a 2-shot Mark and Ren.
Okay.
Mate, what are these guys like? I don't know. It's one of Ren's. Listen, mate, how would you feel about having a couple of country kids down here during the Easter break? Kids whose parents have had a pretty rough time with things.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt, and, well, it'd probably do them some good.
Okay, see you soon.
Ah, power dressing. I was just talking to Junior Match.
Could we just have a look at, from Ren's entry, so let's say picking up shot 3.
Okay, guys, if we can take it from just when Riley enters, please, you can jump in those closets.
We'll just check out what's going on there. We'll just run it like it is at the moment, and then we'll see what to do.
It's a massive operation. But the surprising thing about it is that it actually happens, it actually works. It rolls on and it keeps turning out the product.
What are you guys doing?
Having lunch.
Yeah, great. Getting crumbs absolutely everywhere.
What happened to you being busy?
I am. I've got a very important business meeting here this afternoon.
Oh, here, is it?
That's right. I've got to turn this big star into cutting edge.
Excuse me?
Yes, you like that, don't you, big sook? You'd like me to stand here all day and brush you down, wouldn't you? Well, I'm telling you now, it's going to take a lot more than big brown eyes to get past me.
Hey, if you keep on talking like that, I'm going to start getting jealous.
Oh, who cares? She's beautiful.
I enjoyed being on Neighbours a lot, and I was there for 4.5 years, nearly 5 years, and I loved every minute of it. It was... Everyone always asks me, you know, did you miss out on something because you were doing it constantly? But the fact is that I don't know. I enjoyed myself while I was there. I had a good time and had good friends. I made lots of friends. And Jeremy Angerson, who I worked with for a while, we had a really good rapport on screen, and it was off as well.
She wouldn't really go out with someone called Hamish, would she? No, Josh. He's male, he wears country road gear, and he lives in Burley Griffin Drive, Elliott Park. What do you think? So, Hamish. Hamish is the sort of name you give to your pet rabbit.
We quite enjoyed each other's company. There were lots of girlfriends. Todd seemed to go through them quite regularly. I finished Neighbours 2.5 years ago now, and I came directly over here and did a series, a pilot to a series called The Tomorrow People, which was filmed in Florida. Then I came back over here and I did a couple of plays. Midsummer Night's Dream, we did The Lion in Winter, I did a couple of pantos, some more Tomorrow People, and that's basically kept me busy for the last 2.5 years. It's been great fun. I love it over here. I've enjoyed myself. It's basically thanks to Neighbours. It lets you get a foot in the door, and then you have to prove yourself to stay there, and that's what I've been trying to do. Well, this is it, London, and it's pretty safe to say that most of the people that have worked on Neighbours have been here one time or another, so I thought I'd show you around. This is Piccadilly Circus. It's very busy here all the time. It's a bit of a tourist trap, though. You've probably seen the signs up there before in all the big films. It's quite famous, but I love it. I'm going to go and pounce on some lovely young ladies in a minute. No, come here for a second. Hello, how are you? Oh, how long do you think it's been running for?
I must have said about 10 years.
It's supposed to be over a decade old. There you go, you can't read it, but it's the thought that counts. Well, this is Soho. Come on, I'll take you on a tour. If you have a look up here, the tattoo place here. This is one of the best tattoo places in London, and this is where my mother got her 43rd birthday present, which I gave her. We're coming down Soho Market, which is quite famous, and all of this. I'm about to get run over. Once we've passed this sort of area, it all gets very trendy, and we sort of miss all the strange people. So follow me. If you have a quick look up here, this is Madame Jojo's, which is the most famous drag queen club in the world. So there you go. Not that I've been there, but I've heard. Can you tell us a little bit about Bar Italia?
Bar Italia was opened in 1949 by my grandfather, who came to England with nothing. It's still the only authentic Italian cafe left in London.
Yeah, and who's the most famous person you've had buy coffee?
I would have thought Francis Ford Coppola.
Really? And what about people like Kylie Minogue and stuff?
Yeah, and Jason Donovan,
yeah.
So this place has a special interest to people from Neighbours, I'm sure, because she's wonderful, Kylie. She enjoys using the bar as well.
I got a letter once sent to me. It came all the way from England. Didn't have a stamp on it. The only thing that was on the envelope was Todd Lander's Ramsey Street. That was the only thing, and it got to me at Channel 10. So I thought that was pretty amazing.
It's really groovy.
Being asked for autographs and stuff doesn't bother me, because they're the people that watch the show and have given me the opportunity to do what I'm doing now. It doesn't encroach on my privacy at all. Excuse me, do you watch Neighbours?
Yeah, oh, hi.
Hello. How long do you think it's been running for?
I don't know, about 10 years.
10 years. Spot on.
10 years.
10 years. You're right, you're wrong.
It was sad when you died.
Oh, thank you very much.
It was really sad. My girl sat there crying.
That's her.
One of the things I love about watching Neighbours is that it's set in Australia, this strange foreign land, which is so different and so glamorous in our minds. But when I actually went out to the set of Neighbours several years ago, I remember standing in the real Ramsey Street thinking, my God, I'm here, I'm touching it.
Tell me, Bill, how long have you lived in what we know as the Ramsey house this year?
Just on 14 years.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I remember the first time I actually filmed here about 5 years ago.
I thrashed you once, Carpenter, I'll do it again! You couldn't get that lucky again in a million years!
Oh, don't let me interrupt. It was just getting interesting.
I told him it wasn't welcome, Madge, but he won't listen. It's you who isn't wanted, Carpenter. Tell him, Madge!
I received a very large bucket of water from your balcony, straight on my head.
It wasn't me.
No, I lived in here with Madge, of course.
Yes, yes.
I believe they actually advertised it on the billboards and things in the real estate offices.
That's right.
part of the Neighbours set.
That's right, yeah. It was advertised in the Age. So...
I don't think they forced the price up, do you?
Just slightly.
One night, it was 2 or 3 children came up, about 12 or 13 years of age, and they said, "Can we speak to Jason and Kylie?" And I said, "No, they don't live here." They said, "Yes, they do." I said, "No, they don't." And they said, "You must be Kylie's dad." I said, "No, I'm not." And I had to convince them that, you know, but a lot of people, when it first started, they really thought the actors lived here.
Every week something different's happening, and
Yeah, right.
when it was your birthday and all the balloons outside the house and
the
everything.
giant sausage roll.
That's right, yeah, that's another one, yeah. And when they kicked our post box down, the horse.
Oh, that's right, when Lauren came into the show.
That's right. Well, it's never been the same since, honestly.
Not as the horse, actually. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You really Kylie's dad?
No.
Oh.
Would you mind posing for a photograph with me, please?
Sure, yeah. My
Lovely.
pleasure.
Thanks.
Whereabouts you from?
From Wales.
Oh, Taffy, are you?
From Wales,
Oh,
yeah, I'm a Taffy, yeah.
There you go. It's cost you £500, you know that, don't you?
Skint, thank you.
How long are you over here for?
I'm over here for my mate's wedding. I'm over here for a week. I've been here for a week. My mum more or less said, if you come to Melbourne, you've got to see Ramsay Street ticket.
We actually get quite a few English tourists coming out to the set. They sometimes get quite a surprise when they find that I'm from England myself. Because I be born and bred in Hampshire, you see. A little town called Fareham. Well, thank you there, sonny boy.
So what was the mysterious something you had to go home for? The Ramsay set was almost like a second home. I mean, I'd walk into it from my place on a Monday morning. I'd rehearse in it, and then I'd record in it the next day. So, and if anything was out of place, I mean, you get very proprietary about your own set, and if there was something out of place, I'd move it and make sure that or if there was a picture crooked, can't stand crooked pictures, I'd straighten it up. And the thing that I really loved about the Ramsay set was that bank of plants along near the stove that never grew. And for years, all of Shane's swimming trophies were in Madge's house, and nobody took them out. In my case, the Neighbours' day used to start off very early. A recording day used to start off very early because I don't learn my lines at night. I'd learn them in the morning. So if I was starting at, say, 7 o'clock, if I had to be on the floor by 7:30, I'd be up at 4:30, cup of tea, script, and I'd be learning lines and then get in a taxi and go to work. Wally, don't be stupid. If I've got to call security, you're going to be barred from the waterhole.
Who cares, stinking place? Oh, go easy.
Harold, quick, help me.
Let me out!
What's that supposed to do?
I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Call security for a start. I'd rather not hold hands all night.
You're breaking me out!
I miss Madge and that corn-cracked voice greatly. She was the Earth Mother, really, with a short temper, a loud voice, but very, very dependable. You know, a non-educated woman, but she would always roll up her sleeves and do the work and go out and get a job and support the family.
I don't regret leaving, I don't think, because it was 7 years, and it was a pretty long stint. But I also don't regret a minute of the 7 years. It was great fun.
I didn't know what the audition was for. I just was told it was a general sort of go-see, which I was still doing at the time, going around to production companies. And I had a couple of scenes to read, and they were quite long. And then a couple of days later, I heard I got the part of playing Lucy. Actually, she started off playing a teenage girl, average teenage sort of person.
God, Gran spoke to you, right? Yeah. I'll bring around some Charlene's too. That way you can just pick whichever fits you best. Don't bother. What's no bother? I don't want any old cruddy school uniforms.
School, left school, worked sort of in the family business, left that, had ambitions of being a model.
I'm trying to do you a favour. I'll know better next time.
She went away to be a model, and she came back married off screen, married her manager, and now I'm back again as come back as a go-go dancer. How interesting. Down and out, the modelling career didn't work out.
Is the limit.
Lucy goes home to her grandmother, which is played by Anne Hattie.
Oh, I can do it, Gran. I know I can. Especially with David behind me. everything I've achieved so far, I owe it to him. He'll make it work for me. I know he will.
Oh, darling, you've done so well. You and Paul have done so well. It makes me so proud.
Anne Hattie, I mean, she's really special to me. She's like my own grandmother, really. I don't know why. It's just I feel something really nice there with her, and we work well together. And I learnt a lot from her as well, and people like Alan Dale, the older actors, because they're more experienced. And when I came into the show, yes, I was really young, 18. You ruined my skin.
Well, I haven't had a chance to spoil you for ages.
And I went to East Street for a year. Then that show finished. Then I went to London for a while. Did guest presenting on shows over there, bits and pieces of work. It's difficult to work over there. It's not easy. It's hard, but everything's hard.
Yeah, I really enjoyed working with the kids on the show, you know, so I was always a bit sorry that Dorothy wasn't more at school, but I guess, you know, it just doesn't work out. It's one of those things that doesn't happen. But I would have liked more of the school. I always enjoyed that stuff.
Boys, stop that. What's going on?
Nothing.
We was only playing around. Toby, are you all right?
Fine, thanks, Mrs. Burke.
Brett Sharp, Peter Banks, my office after assembly. Oh, you'll get a few...
I didn't think I'd get used to that snake, but it actually was a very beautiful snake. It was a diamond-headed python, I think, and we didn't use it often enough to really sort of get into a total panic. But there was a terrible day, I remember very clearly, when Lockie Daddo arrived at the door of number 30 to prove his love for Phoebe with a huge, fat python wrapped around his body, and I just thought, oh. And Dorothy had to answer the door just a beat after Phoebe, so it went to knock on the door, Phoebe coming in, then Dorothy, and just as I got there, Lockie, the snake, the python just opened its jaws like that, right in my face, and I thought I would actually die.
Well, actually, it's not a work diary. It's my dating book. I keep a record of the various women I meet.
Oh, a lot of strange men. Remember, she went to a video dating school, which I thought was a good idea. So she picked up a few oddies via the video dating. But she didn't have many relationships, now that I think about it.
It's good, isn't it?
Excellent.
I like coffee so strong you can almost eat it with a spoon.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, Jim, well, I never felt that Dorothy and Jim really got it together in some strange way. I think they could have, but Jim had that problem where he used to fall asleep on his women, really. He fell asleep on Dorothy.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah, I didn't wake you up early. I thought you might need the sleep. There's a cup of tea there if you want.
Thanks. Oh, crikey.
Yeah, Dorothy was a bit disappointed, really. I'm sure that she was a bit mature for Jim. I remember the bike riding with Jim, which was always done in a very sedate manner, and I think, because I was hopeless on a bike, and it was all very well for Alan to be great, but I was hopeless, so it had to come back to my level. And we were always, I used to laugh because you see us sort of serenely riding along. As exercise, it must have been ludicrous.
Most of the time.
When he has a sherry or two.
Since Neighbours, I did the Panto and Torquay, and then I've done a little bit of telly and, you know, a couple of plays. It's been good. You know, I haven't been flat out, I'm not saying I have, but it's been nice stuff to do. I'm here in Stevenage with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, playing the Wicked Witch, working with 7 terrific dwarfs, and a great company. It's been a big success.
It is I, Morgiana, the Queen of Moravia. So you boys and girls better watch your behaviour.
She's totally evil, the Wicked Witch, so they're always good parts to play. And it is fun.
I just can't wait for that boy to appear. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all?
The English audiences just get so involved.
I shall marry Lorenzo, the fairest in the land!
Their grandmothers have been bringing their kids for years, and they started off with their grandmothers bringing them, so there's an enormous education that they've all got towards pantos, so you've got to be on your toes, you know.
Your turn.
Thank you.
Come in.
Here we go.
Oh,
hello.
Pete, hello. Come
Right.
in, Pete.
Thank you.
Sam.
Hello, lady.
Hello, Warren.
Hello.
Yeah, come on, Ray.
Hello,
Come on, yeah, come on, Alan. This is little Peppy, little person's dog.
Actually, you were on the Neighbours set. When was that?
Yes, I did. I visited the Neighbours set in about 1989.
Oh.
I went on there and I sat in the Robinsons' house on the sofa with Jim Dale, Anne Haddy and somebody else, I forget.
Going to come and tour in Australia.
Yes.
That'd be good.
We could all move into Ramsey Street because it's amazing. All of a sudden, we could be the second cousin once removed of one of the characters in it already. All of us, couldn't we? But with the relations.
English relations.
That's it. We just come over. It happened to be passing by.
Before Neighbours, I was doing my final year of an accounting degree. Wasn't really what I wanted to do, but perhaps it was something that gave me a little stability in my life as far as acting being very inconsistent, maybe getting 4 or 5 auditions a year.
Here goes nothing.
When I started, I had 3 months before I actually started on the show, so I threw in college and surfed probably 5 out of 7 days a week. Someone that lived for today and didn't worry too much about tomorrow and kept things quite light and entertaining as much as I could. Always tried to, keep him up all the time rather than down and negative, and it was just a lot of fun to play.
Oh, well, had to be done, I guess. At least I got some exercise. Surf's flat as a pancake.
Brad, you have to be cheerful all the time.
Working with people like Terry Donovan always had a lot of laughs, bounce off each other and things like that.
Oh, come to think of it, I think you better stick to making surfboards.
Yeah, well, I got on particularly well, I think, with the younger people on the show. I worked so closely with them.
I don't understand why he didn't think of it
I
himself.
mean, I had 3 leading ladies. They all happened to be under 5'3", which didn't really suit me too much. Always craning over the top of them. Brad fell in love with Lucy and ended up going out with her for about 6 or 12 months on the show, I think, and then she left. And soon after, I was matched up with Beth.
Rise!
Oh, it's so good to see you. I thought you weren't coming back till tomorrow.
Oh, I was missing you heaps, so I decided to jump an earlier flight.
Another girl came along, Lauren, and Brad met up with her, and she was Beth's fiancée, and I was doing all the wrong thing the whole way through, and ended up getting back with Beth, and I was a bit of a rat in the end, really, but I had a lot of fun working with all those girls. They were great fun to work with.
See you later, everyone.
Not if we see you first, mate.
Well, I got married in the end, and I ran off to Perth, I guess. So I guess I'm still busy there, surfing and doing whatever.
Bye, darling. Bye.
I see this job as being 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. It doesn't stop because you've got the public out there, and if they come up to you, you sort of can't push them away.
There's a man over here that watches Neighbours all the time. This young man here.
Do you watch Neighbours?
Oh, occasionally, yeah.
So how many years do you think it's been going for?
I think about 9 or 10 years now, isn't it?
You are right! Do you like the character Lucy? Oh, you're Lucy. Yeah. Lucy Robinson. Oh, is that you? Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Belle?
Yes.
Yeah.
People do run up to me in the street, still recognised as the character. So that's how I know that she's still popular, because people still see me as that person and say, why don't you go back into the show? We missed you so much. And sometimes people mistake it for being realistic. I was asked, why weren't you at Julie's funeral? That was your sister. How could you not be there? And you get called not Melissa, but Lucy. And I play along with whatever they sort of want, even if it's in my own time. I never sort of brush anyone away and sort of say, go away.
I love Lucy. She was my favourite.
Oh, really? What did you like about it?
Her image changes over the years.
Look at it.
You look great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
One of the things that happens on soap operas is that an actor will leave the soap and they don't want to lose the character, so they substitute another actor.
Leave her alone.
I cast around, obviously, and don't necessarily look for someone who looks like the previous performer. The public don't worry about it after a while. Once they've seen that person, sort of after a couple of weeks, they completely forget who played the character on previous occasions.
Neighbours, we know, is in the top 2 or 3 of the TV ratings. What Woman does is basically focus on programmes that are in the top 10 of the ratings. We basically tune in to their needs. If they are watching a programme that's in number 1 or 2, we will try and cover that in the magazine.
We arranged a trip to Australia. We've actually done 2, booked a studio, went out with a photographer,
and started working for our covers. This was my first shoot when I was there in November, and it was the first time I met Scott Michelson, who was brilliant, he was lovely, and we worked with the character Lauren as well. For the first time I worked with Dan Fowson and Peter Brady, which is Rick and Cody, and they were great fun. Well, this is a good one. That's an issue that is quite recent for us, and we've worked with Richard and Kimberly, and this was actually done on a Sunday because it was the only day we could fit in with their working time for Neighbours. Obviously their filming time is very demanding, and there's lots of early mornings and very late evenings that we have to work around, but we tend to get there, and they do give us a lot, and I think they appreciate, you know, how popular Neighbours is in the UK.
Annalise, well, I mean, she is a very, very beautiful girl. I can't think of anyone in soap opera who's ever had this kind of drop-dead, gorgeous look. And yet, you know, despite being so beautiful, she is not dumb. She has views, she has standards.
Scott Michelson was my boyfriend at the time, and he was going along for an audition. So I went along as well and had an audition, and I saw Jan Russ audition for the part of Beth Brennan, actually. About a year later, I went for the part of Annalise. I had an acting agent and everything by then. Sure enough, I got it. I thought, yeah, this girl's got a lot of spice, you know, which was really good. I think the show really needed someone with a bit of guts, a bit mischievous, which Annalise definitely was. She wasn't the nice girl next door, that's for sure. It's in the hips, yeah? Absolutely loved playing Annalise, and I just felt her develop more and more as time went on.
You sure this stuff's okay?
Of course, it's a protein conditioning mousse. It'll restore life to your hair, give it body, and leave it soft and silky.
Working on Neighbours is a lot of fun. It really is. I mean, it's hard work, there's no doubt about that. You've got to get up early, you've got to work long hours, you've got to learn a lot of lines, but the cast are just brilliant. We have a fantastic time, and the crew are just great. It's always joking around. I mean, there's pressure, but ultimately, I have a brilliant time working on Neighbours.
So you're my new boss?
Yep. So you better start doing what I say, girlie.
If you want to live past your teens, don't ever call me girlie.
Dan Falzon, he was great. We have a very similar sense of humour, so we're always mucking around. And I think Tom Oliver was fantastic to work with. He was the first one I really worked with.
See people coming like Kim Davies, for example, Kimberly Davies. I remember her coming into. And Lou laid his lecherous eyes upon her and said, "Oh, you know, my new flatmate, I."
Oh, come in, Annalise.
Oh, it's a nice place.
Lou, this is my friend Annalise, Lou Carpenter.
Hi, pleased to meet you.
Hi.
You must be the young lady who's about to move in with us.
Yes.
And Kimberly's taken the character of Annalise through from being a blonde bimbo. Well, also, of course, the writers have as well, but only because of the way Kimberly's able to play her. She's taken her from being a blonde bimbo through to a very intelligent lady.
He was really good. He was very patient with me because I was obviously new. He showed me a few little tricks of the trade, which is really good. And Anne Hattie's also been really good. She's got a good sense of humour, Anne, so I get along really well with her.
Oh, no. No one in Ramsay Street's got more style than you.
Thank you. I'm flattered.
Perhaps one of the most exciting events that can ever occur on a soap opera is a wedding. But unlike the wedding that you might get in a Hollywood film, for instance, of a fairly traditional sort, the wedding in a soap opera is never the end of the story. It's always, in fact, the opening of a can of worms. It's always the beginning. It's always about complications.
do this. The wedding's got to stop.
Without Neighbours, I wouldn't have spent 12 months in England, which I have to go back and spend probably another 12 months over there, 6 to 12 months. And because I was living over there, I got the opportunity to meet some different people, and Nicola walked into my life, and it's been fantastic. She's come back over to Australia with me for a holiday. Yeah, the sports bar, that's something that I've got involved with. It's not a new career of mine or anything like that. It's just I wanted to do something with some of the money that I'd earned. It's open 24 hours, 7 days a week, so it's just something that I thought was a good investment at the time, and so far it's been fantastic. As long as I get the opportunity to act for the rest of my life, I think I'll be happy. In various things, I'd like to do some film, some theatre. At the moment I'm producing a film, which is very exciting. It's something that it's the 4th script I've tried to put together. It's something that I've been involved with over the last 3 years, but it's the first one that I've had some funding.
Hey, quick, you guys, come and watch this. This is classic.
Yeah, I've got a lot of fond memories of Neighbours, the cast, and I don't miss the early starts, but no, it was brilliant. I had a lot of fun.
Oh, that guy goes off.
Yeah, I think my life's pretty good, I suppose, for a 21-year-old. I'm having a pretty good time. I've done a lot of things that a lot of 21-year-olds haven't done, that's for sure. It feels very strange to me that people think that I'm actually Annalise on television. Actually scares me a bit, because I don't think I'd like to be like Annalise in real life. I'm a lot more sensible and stable than Annalise.
It's tremendous at the moment being able to work with Caroline Gilmer, because I've often admired Caroline on television, and then they cast her as Cheryl, which was tremendous. And I think we work very well together.
I'm talking about Brett.
Oh, yes, Brett.
Oh, I thought we might go for a stroll through the park, get some fresh air, then take her down to the lake, see if we can find some ducks to feed. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Haven't felt so young for ages. Which is exactly what you wanted, isn't it?
Mission accomplished.
If someone offered you a look at the exam papers, would you do it?
Are you saying that you've got...
Hey, I'm talking hypothetically here.
Well, you know my motto. It's keep your eyes on the prize.
It's a pleasure to work with such a professional cast who, as I've said before, have enormous demands placed on them. We've got a cheerful cast, we have a very happy crew, and I think we're going to have a very good year and another very good 10 years.
The great thing about Neighbours is that it's Australian. And you've got to understand that for lots of people in Britain, it's where auntie lives, it's where uncle lives, it's where cousins live. It's the seaside and holidays rolled into one.
How's that?
The sun shines a great deal. It's the kind of suburbia which every English lower middle-class person dreams of inhabiting. And it does seem to the English audience a particularly desirable world in which to live.
If you can keep a serial going as long as Neighbours, you must be doing something right. It may not match up to Tolstoy, but in terms of popular culture, it is a tremendous success.
Takes a drink. The first cut in is the drink coming back down. And your action.
Okay, and cut. Terrific. Okay, that's a wrap, folks. See you at 7 o'clock in the morning.
As you can see, there are quite a few of us who are past and present members of the Neighbours Club. So many actors have appeared in the show during the last 10 years. And all of them, for some reason or another, will be celebrating this milestone. So, whatever the future holds, let's hope that Neighbours can go on being enjoyed by millions of viewers for at least another 10 years.
10 years. Happy birthday, Neighbours.
Happy birthday, Neighbours!
Happy birthday, Neighbours.
A very happy birthday to Neighbours, and I bet it's a spectacular cake this year.
Happy birthday, Neighbours.
Happy birthday, Neighbours.
Happy 10th birthday, Neighbours.
Happy birthday, Neighbours.
Happy 10th birthday, Neighbours.
An extraordinarily happy birthday.
Them lamb. That's what them.
Happy birthday, Neighbours.
Happy birthday, Neighbours.
Here's to us. Cheers.
Happy birthday, Neighbours. No, I thought it was happy birthday. No, together.